exploring what's left of Vorg's family estate, mysteries of the past unraveling itself. This is Roll for Adventure, and welcome to episode 41. Let's get into it. First try.
First try. No.
Damn, I'll redo it. No. Everyone has their D&D tradition.
This is ours.
Alrighty. Having gathered your thoughts and equipment, having had Vorg lead you out of the city on horseback, having passed the grandfather tree, a familiar sight to Vorg, but the first time for the others to encounter it. Pushing through a forest littered with old ruins long forgotten, overgrown, unmaintained. A small watch shed, a series of stables. What was once a lavish courtyard with a fountain and statue now has grass and weeds growing between the ruined cobblestones. The estate itself is massive, rivaling almost any of the noble houses within the city. But it is broken and disheveled. Tags and graffiti up the side, windows broken in by weather or rocks. Scorch marks covering the building. It is clear that this is lucky to have survived the fires that had broken out in here previously. You walked through the house, through what was once a grand entry courtroom, now littered with bones and rubble and infernal runes. You found the location where Vorg had last seen his mother. Expecting to find her remains, you instead found her clothing had been folded and pressed against the wall. Some flowers that looked like they were left months ago. Pushed through to the upstairs chamber where the family used to live, through Alexander's study, finding a few trinkets and respectfully moving your way through the house. Found a few answers in some of the books and eventually moved your way down through the heavy-set metal door to the first floor of the basement, where Vorg had been allowed only a few times in childhood to read a few books that weren't on public display and to see some creatures get processed. And found some more answers, got some more questions, learned a little bit about some of the adversaries you're yet to face, some of the history of the city. Not really finding any answers, but putting another pin in a few loose threads. Upon hearing some ruckus within a few of the rooms of this floor of the basement you were on, you decided to push further in, finding a Bellwood scroll of this extravagant spellcraft. A knock spell that had been altered to allow someone to attune to the door that was in this chamber. Sealed by arcane lock and rune. And while Vorg deciphered the incantation, Lily began to cast it, until eventually the door was ready to accept a new individual to allow to pass through it. Vorg placing your hand on that, feeling the power of the grandfather tree, feeling the connection to this place, to the runes, to the basement here, to all that had come before. That power washed into you, and the stone facade vanished, leaving an open archway into the darkness below. Descending the stairs in pitch black into an enormous chamber where even the light of your lantern didn't hit the floor, until the old arcane enchantments came online and eventually the chandeliers lit themselves, casting a dim light throughout a colossal library, equally the size of the first floor of the building, filled with books and items, statues on the far side of the room, reading tables here and there. But as soon as the lights came on, you heard whispers of a voice calling and asking for friends, for company, something moving between the bookshelves. And as you got to the base of the staircase and called out to whatever was in this room, you heard needle-like legs scraping across the tiled floor, which increased in speed in your direction. And that is where we will pick up.
Nightmare fuel is what that is.
As from between some of the bookshelves, you hear a creature scuttling forward, moving with speed in your general direction. Every so often you hear it thud up against a bookshelf as it course corrects and turns a corner. And eventually, coming into view, you see unnaturally tall, maybe about 7 feet, a vaguely humanoid-looking creature. Flesh that hasn't seen light in years. Elongated and twisted, its arms look like the bone has grown thin and stretched the skin along it. These big, bone-like, almost needles for arms. The same's happened to the legs. And these arms are 4 or 5 feet long, dragging behind this creature on the floor as it's moving through. And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Does my necklace vibrate at all? If it's within
It does not.
60 feet? Really?
Oh,
Shit.
question, what were the scrolls that were found?
Scrolls,
There was Fireball, Lightning Bolt, and another one.
Fireball, Knock,
Knock.
which was...
Used.
And then there was another one, I think.
Was it not Lightning Bolt?
It was a lightning bolt.
Yes, Lightning Bolt, that was the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Position yourselves roughly at the bottom of that staircase, wherever you think you would be.
I think I would have ran
Oh
down
my god, I actually rolled
first.
well.
So I'll be like... So this is bottom, I'm going to just
Yeah.
say. I probably would rush down as quickly as possible.
You would have been leading.
Be middle.
I'll just... Where does it poop us out? Just down there?
Yeah.
And I'll be behind you two.
Like here?
Be like,
Here?
Or
Yeah.
on the bottom of the stairs. Okay. Do we still have the lantern up? Out of
I
curiosity?
believe so.
yeah, handed
Okay.
it over
Yeah,
to
you
you.
gave it to
Yeah.
me and I'm holding it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
We
you
also have orb light.
Sweet, perfect. All right. So, what was everyone's initiative?
15.
Nice.
Your girl did good.
18.
Nice.
12.
Nice.
Roll shit.
Ooh, I rolled pretty good.
Oh.
How scary it would be if Jacob's
I
like,
rolled the
okay,
best.
you hear this creature running at you, and then you hear him roll more than once for initiative. You know, and then
Yeah, disadvantage.
also, it's hard on initiative. So.
Just a question.
Mm.
I feel like after Yorna did get this lantern as a gift, she would have created something that she could fasten like it on her hip so that she can still wield her shield.
If she takes some time to do that at some point,
Ah, okay.
then sure, because this is a useful magic item. And it's a hooded lantern. It's not like a little, like, oil lantern.
I mean, I met yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like it takes a hand to hold this thing
Okay.
up. But if you want to fasten something at some point, we can do that. Okay.
Just put it on the ground, I guess.
Yeah. That works.
The orb lights up too, which is quite large.
You hear this thing rushing around a corner, slams into a bookshelf. You hear things tumble to the floor as it continues to scuttle across the tile. As you see sunken eye sockets, what look like channels where tears have been flowing down the face as this thing rounds the corner, this mass of flesh as it turns. Friends! And this thing lunges in your direction.
That's what it looks like.
And as it rounds that corner, seeing Yorna right
Different.
next to it, that fleshy, bone-like arm shoots out, and this thing looks like a rope with how much length it has as it protrudes from the body. Could easily go 40, 50 feet or beyond out in Yorna's direction.
And the gross hell.
Can I get a group perception check as it does this?
Surely you're using your newfound shield.
Well, no, I'm sticking with what I know. I want to study the shield further.
Nat 20 for 30.
Very
No.
nice.
19.
14.
Okay. Lily and Vorg, you notice that as this thing turns the corner and is within range of that lantern light, it seems to squint and it's struggling a little bit more than it otherwise would to make these attacks.
So it doesn't like the bright light.
Does a 25 hit Yorna?
Christ on a bike!
A
Yeah.
nice silvery barb stick.
Yeah, totally.
That
And
is
give
on a
advantage to Vorg.
Let's go.
Does a 26 hit Yorna?
Yeah. Okay, he's got crazy plus. I might put my shield
I also
away.
just rolled really good.
Oh, okay.
That will be a personal and
You take 16 piercing damage as you feel this
Holy.
needle-like protrusion pierce through your lower torso. You are grappled, and as soon as it does and pierces your lower torso, it goes, friend, and pulls you towards
Oh,
it
well, I mean, I don't mind that. I can hit you now.
using its sorrowful embrace. Each creature grappled by the lonely, as this creature is called, must make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
You guys, this isn't a great start. Jeez, 8.
8. Okay.
No,
It's like a Dead by Daylight enemy.
this is awful.
It's
I
the
hate it.
You take 20 psychic damage,
What?
and you're pulled up right next to it.
So remind me what grapple does again.
Just means you can't move.
Okay, so I can still hit him.
Yeah, and you can try and break out if you prefer to use an attack for that.
Okay, that's all right. I don't want to move. Stop. Jeez, oh.
Nice.
I don't like where this is going. This guy almost did half of my hit points. Oh god, it's gone.
Okay, totally. Vorg's up next.
As Vorg runs down the staircase and seeing Yorna just get freaking snatched, he's gonna yell out, "This is not just a battle. We can't destroy the books here. So no fire or water magic. and keep it to just him. And he's going to rush over to make him. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This is bookshelf. That'll flank him.
Yep.
Even though I have advantage already, and has to bring the ball with me that's floating around.
Yeah, I'll say that is able to follow you.
Sweet. I'm then going to. Seems pretty strong. I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark
Yeah, all right.
just to get that on him. And I will then take a swing with my
Yeah,
+1, which is also got Crimson Right already activated.
nice.
So that's prepared. Does advantage? That's worse.
I'll say.
Does 18 hit?
18 will hit.
Oh no.
Fleshy abomination.
Yeah.
D8. Cold. Hunter's Mark. Nice. $23 damage.
Damn. As you make that strike and carve a wound across its back, you can see the parts of this creature that are still within shadow look like they're trying to resist that damage. But the bright light that the creature is standing in is causing those wounds to go through fully.
Interesting.
It will heal in shadows, so we'll have to keep it in the light. And I'm going to swing my blade for an extra attack.
Yeah.
As I say, whatever the fuck you are, you don't belong here. This is my family's place. And I strike at its mouth.
Yeah. Totally.
Advantage because flanking. That's going to be 26.
Yeah.
Cold damage. Oh, nice. Uh, 18 damage.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Yorna, you're up.
Do you think holy water's going to do extra?
It's not undead.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Monstrous.
Right.
I'd like to bonus action
Yeah.
Ring of Earth and Ally
Yeah, totally.
for starters. Get
As
that.
one of the patterned tiles on the floor cracks along its seams, and this geometric version of your earth elemental pops up
Sorry, Vorg. Just the tiles, no books.
as a bookshelf.
You can just go back into his hole later.
Okay. And then as an action,
Yeah.
can I pull out some rope and fasten that lantern to my hip?
If you want to use your action to do it, then yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah.
Okay, I do that. And then I action surge,
Yeah, great. Love
because
it.
I would at least like to hit him.
Totally.
Might as well. Okay. Yeah, okay. And I would get advantage because of Vorg there.
Yes.
Sweet. And I'd like to use... It's not
Melodies.
wielding... No, it's not wielding any weapons, is it?
Nope.
It is the weapon. Okay.
Sure is.
I don't think goading will make much sense right now. I'll just make it a regular attack.
Mm.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. He takes... Aw. 5 slashing damage.
Nice.
And extra attack. Nat 20, but can we get another one? No. Natural 20.
Yeah.
So
Get it?
I'm just doubling this guy.
Yep, doubling all the dice.
Decent. Middle. 8 plus 12 slashing damage.
Nice.
And
Oh, jeez, careful.
that wasn't good. That's it.
That's you.
That's me.
Okay. Elemental doing anything?
Yes, he does act after me.
Swing swong.
Yeah. Slam damage.
Sweet. Just a regular attack.
Yeah, just a regular. Oh, yeah. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And the guy takes. Oh my gosh. 4 slam damage.
Nice.
Every little bit counts. He can just move through an ally space, eh?
If he needs to.
Because I don't want to block you off, but I also don't want to move him. Yep, that's me.
That's you. All right. Down to Lily.
Stops him from moving as well, so.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
True. Well,
Lily's gonna hold her
I can all
hinge
hit
up,
him there.
Yeah.
and
Good try.
she is going to imagine like chains forming around him, and then she's going to cast Bane. And while that's being casted, the blue parts over here like glow.
I like that. All right. What do
She
I need
must
to
make
do?
a charisma saving throw.
He's alone, I can't be good at that.
-2 is 7.
That's a fail. So whenever you make an attack or a saving throw, minus a d4.
Okay, good to know.
actually, that's good because. Wait, how long does that last? Is that
1 minute
concentration?
concentration.
Cool.
Because now, if I hit him with my special stuff,
Yeah.
he'll have disadvantage on those. No, not disadvantage. Minus a d4. That'll be good.
See him bonus
I
action.
don't think I make people have saves. Oh, I have poisons, I guess.
We have a couple things.
I have a feeling he might be resistant though.
Poison?
Yeah.
Probably.
Would I still be able to do healing word if it's a bonus action, or are we still doing the one spell one?
Yeah, not if Bane is considered a leveled spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Poop.
That's just D&D rules.
Are we still doing this?
Maybe you forgot.
Not if you remind me.
We have two kinds of players: the ones that remind the DM, like, "Oh yeah, maybe this should," and the ones that try and.
I'm gonna bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Yorna.
All right.
Cast as many cantrips as you want.
Woo! See, you get the D8 and a star.
And how do I feel inspired?
Kill that thingamajig!
Alrighty.
Apt description.
Wouldn't call it anything
one
else.
dead thingamajig coming right up.
Okay. That's the end of Lily's turn?
Yep.
Okay. The two of you that are right next to it,
Oh.
you hear this low sobbing, this like tears of joy that this thing finally has company down here.
Let's go.
Just this soft crying under its breath as you are affected by its psychic leech. Can I please get wisdom saving throws from each of you, please?
You got
Can I use this guy?
yeah, and keep it if you don't succeed.
Alright. Wisdom save.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I don't think I need that. I can save that anyway.
17.
Okay.
22.
Nice.
Okay. Which means you take no damage. Very nice.
I wasn't sure if 17 would
No
do it.
leeching today.
My guess is 15 or 16 for the DC.
this thing, overjoyed by the company that is now surrounding it, seems to be ecstatic that it finally has friends. And you see it feels a bit more comfortable and a little bit more able at the moment.
Oh, great. We're actually buffing him by being right next to him.
Yeah.
So it's going to make
He's an extra.
a
bit.
harpoon arm against Vorg, who is right there, to try and pierce through you and make sure that you don't get away.
Right, so maybe I should have gone to him.
And because there are
Oh, he's a minus D4?
because that there are
Yes.
more than 2 creatures within 30 feet of it, it has advantage. Can you make a wisdom save for your rock guy quickly before I
Oh,
forget?
shoot.
Your rock friend.
Wisdom save.
It's a bit psychic damage.
Oh, damn. 19.
Great.
Feeling mighty wise today.
Oh man. That plus that minus 4 on the d4
Hell,
Oh, nice.
brings us to 11 to hit.
Misses.
Okay.
I just counter with the blade.
You watch it pull Yorna a little bit closer as it then comes in for its sorrowful embrace. Can I get another wisdom save from Yorna?
oh,
Yes. Before that, though, when he makes the attack on Vorg,
Yeah.
Sentinel,
Yeah, totally.
I want to smack it. Would I get advantage on that hit?
Yeah. Still flanking.
Not good. 14 to hit.
14 does not hit, I'm
No,
afraid.
okay. That's okay. All right, what am I doing? Wait, wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throw again. This guy's specialty, apparently.
I'm going to use this just in case. That pushes it over 17. That's what you got before.
To a different
Unless this...
ability.
Oh, this is a different one. Shoot.
Same save, though, luckily.
He's trying to hug you now.
I know.
So you take half damage.
trying to give you a kiss.
Thank you. Wait, did I fail or save that? I saved that.
So 17 halved is 8 psychic damage.
8 psychic damage.
Or did he just hugs
Yeah.
Yorna?
Just pulling her in, that sorrowful, overjoyed wailing of being alone down here. It's just going to stay there, and we'll move to Vorg.
I'll bonus action Slayer's Prey,
Yeah.
and I will pull out my sword, and I'm going to just, while he's hugging, I'm going to go from behind and just stab up through his, like, where I think his heart would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say that this house always felt warm for the people it should have. It's not going to feel warm for you as my cold blade with the ice goes for his heart.
Damn. Shot through the heart.
Oh,
Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh.
Not again.
Oh.
Damn. That's right. I put everything on this time. So, Hunter's Mark, Slayer's Prey, Ice. I can do this at any point. I'm going to use Glass of Virtuous, which is another D6.
Yeah.
Which I actually don't have.
Wow.
The pink one.
The pink one.
ooh.
Numbers.
That's a lot of sixes.
Wow.
18. Oh, no. I thought that was a 6. 12, 17, 20. 27.
27 plus 7.
34.
The dice are doubled though, right? So 27 doubled
Ooh, fuck me.
Sorry.
54.
plus 7.
61.
Sorry, 61?
Yeah, that's nuts.
God damn! You found the heart.
As you say that and pierce your blade through its back, how do you finish it off?
Damn, that was too, the line was too cold.
Yeah, man. That's half its hit points.
Oh no!
My second attack.
Hell
too.
yeah.
I'm gonna, as I say that, I will grab the ice blade and I'll just pierce it up. Like, I assume he looks kind of humanoid slash monstrous, so I'm gonna say his spine and heart still lead to the same area, so just right through both of them and dig upwards and lift him a little bit, and then just quickly draw back.
Draw back. As this thing kind of falls to the floor, the head cranes around, the neck elongating almost like the arms do as it looks around at Vorg. Friend. Hits the ground, dead. And the library is quiet once more.
What was that? I've never seen anything like that before.
It's not fey, phenol, undead. My necklace is not vibrating. I think, if anything, I'd maybe call it a monstrosity or even humanoid almost. Can I try to figure out if I know what this creature type is?
Yeah, give me a...
Study its anatomy, maybe cut some inside, see what type
Yeah, then give me
it
a
has.
survival or nature. Whichever you think is most fitting.
of survival because I have advantage, which was still really bad. 18.
18. You've heard of malformed creatures that spawn from a mix of bad circumstance and emotion. Usually a person that's been twisted beyond recognition. Maybe.
Would I account that to being like a... I guess it could be a human turned monstrosity, maybe? Is that how I'd explain it?
It's giving that kind of feeling.
Can I quickly maybe check its body for anything that maybe recognizes human beforehand?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Uh, 18.
18. Very, very little. Looks like maybe as this thing twisted and changed, bits of fabric have been caught within the skin and kind of just protrude from its form, but not enough to recognize it as anything specific.
Whatever this was, it perhaps maybe was human once, but it's now a monstrosity at best. How long does your stone friend last for?
Longer than that.
4 minutes.
Shorter than that. It's my wisdom modifier, I believe.
So 3 or 4 minutes.
Would he be able to carry this monstrosity and just take it upstairs? Doesn't need to take it outside the door, but just to get it out of here.
Yeah.
What
Rocky, can you take this upstairs, please?
The floor tiles that it's made of kind of pull this thing up onto its back and it starts to...
Thank you, Rocky.
And it's dead, right?
Yeah, well, that strike definitely didn't aim for what I thought his heart was. If it had one. Well, guess we're here. Did not expect there to be anything down here. Especially not that. Wasn't even a fiend.
Well, we've been following a trail of sorts, yes? Maybe
Yeah.
this is what came down here with your father.
Maybe. I assume we would have been fighting devils. I will still try to follow the clues. I'll head back to the staircase, and I'm going to see if I can kind of get back onto that track of my father. And
Yeah, totally. Do you want to give me a perception check as you're heading that direction?
I was going to say, can I keep a lookout for any, like, remains?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, give me an investigation check as well if you're going to wander in.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
30 nat 20.
Oh, investigation. Dirty 20.
Okay. Vorg, you immediately recognize that the damage that was dealt upstairs, marks from claws and weaponry, the sheer size of whatever came down here, definitely didn't belong to this creature. Yorna looking around. As Vorg kind of trails back in the direction of the staircase and is looking around, you kind of take a look around the room here. Eventually you find in the corner of some shelves next to a little sitting room a green robe that looks like it has been torn in places. What at first just looks like something is like fallen and draped over the back of the chair, you can see is human hair that has just kind of fallen out and has become part of this pile of belongings, robe included. Moving between some of the bookshelves, the both of you start to notice every so often the remains of a few individuals. Vorg, you pretty quickly pick up that pretty much all of the corpses, all of the clothing down here belonged to Bellwood casters. You find 5 or 6, as well as this pile of whatever. But as you're both moving around and shifting your lantern light, eventually you notice the little sitting room where people would take books and shuffle over in that general direction. You kind of freeze for a moment as over one of the tables you can see a green cloak, or green coat, I should say, draped over the table with a piece of dust-covered parchment sitting on top of it.
I think you should take a look at that.
Yeah. Just take a look around first. Just looking at what we've seen coming through. Not realizing that so many of my people were here. Maybe they came here for safety, who knows?
Maybe they were the, I guess, keepers of this place.
Might have been. I'll walk over to the table and see what the parchment is.
Walk over to that jacket. A heavy duster, very familiar to you. Your father's coat, that parchment resting on top.
Oh no.
Which I'll read out first and then hand to you. As you begin to read. And quickly notice this is not written in your father's hand, but by someone else. To any who survived our recent night of hell, I leave this letter as I fear my wounds will kill me, trapped in the room of our knowledge from which I have no means to leave. Whatever they tell you, do not listen. We fought until the bitter end, but I fear that there was no victor in this fight. Both sides only lost. The master ran down here, pursued by a devil missing its wings. Its horns were so large that it must have had the strength of an archfiend. Alexander murmured something about the devil being some sort of prophet. I apologize, fiendish studies were never my strong suit. He fought and fought, refusing the devil's demands for Alexander to hand over the blade, like it was trying to strike some sort of deal. We Bellwoods know better. Alexander made a request of the casters in this chamber to seal both him and the devil away, so that no matter the outcome of the fight, no one would have to suffer the fallout. We followed his orders. 6 runes etched into the walls of this room, opening a rift and binding both of them to a demiplane. This chamber is no longer just a library, but a prison. I know not how long the runes will hold, nor how long their fight will continue, but if you find this soon, there may be hope. Bring all the firepower available, as many Bellwoods, legionnaires, and adventurers as you can muster. Only then, and only by a Bellwood, may you shatter these runes and reopen the door. These were the last words I heard from Alexander as he took his fight through the planar tear. He left only his jacket and Madame Isabella's ring. If you find these here, please return them to the children. And then you see, written but crudely crossed out, if they survived. Alexander's coat counts as +1 studded leather armor.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um,
Are you okay?
if I'm to be honest about my feelings right now, I have to start somewhere else to maybe explain this. When I was young, after all this happened, I hated and I was mad and I would have done anything to get revenge. It's only because of Sebastian that I changed my path in life and I was more useful to the people. My sister understandably feels the same way that I used to, and without someone like Sebastian or someone that we knew, she feels this anger more than I probably have and hold on to it as long as I have. But the more we walk down these halls, I wonder if it's okay to want revenge. Is it okay to want to kill them for what they did? Or does that ruin my family's history? Does that go against the code? But if vengeance isn't allowed, what about stopping it so it doesn't happen to other people or us again? Does that still count as vengeance or protecting something in the future?
I think in that case, you are fighting to protect the future, as long as you see it that way. I don't think there is any right or wrong to something like this, but let's just say before we even came here, you were driven by just revenge and vengeance and all of that. It would be a different story. That might, but you've made some discoveries, you've learned some things. It's a well-informed decision if we decide to, deal with this.
I grab the cloak that's on and the ring, and I put the ring in the bag of holding. I will take off my whatever I would count for wearing, the black leather, whatnot, and I will put the cloak on and readjust the middle arm. And I will explain to everyone about my father being stuck with the prophet of, it's got a full name, the prophet of death, potentially. Once, Vorg will squeeze the paper and just into a ball and put it in his bag. Once we're done with this hag, we will rise a fucking army and destroy her. If that's what it takes. Even if my father is gone, even if there's no hope of saving him, she's there, stuck. And we can't let what he's done go to waste.
Exactly. Finish where he started.
I didn't think any of this was even possible. This just makes me feel worse for not coming back sooner. I could have known, maybe organized something. Could have got the Legionnaires, Adventurers, even the fucking Wyvern's Horde would have been something. Bodies even.
So then, does this mean your sister doesn't know?
I don't think she could get in this room even if she wanted. She was younger than me and got into the family business in a way a bit later, and I don't think she was as astute to taken her time to study languages like I have. And only someone that knew that many languages could. Maybe you can learn them with magic. I don't know, but I don't think she knows. That leads me to my other issue. I know we're here finding information about the hag, and that is our prime mission. And I'll be honest that my mind is not in it to win it right now. Not with this information, but when we're back in the city, this is something that I need to do, because the last words I ever heard my father say was, "Find your sister." And here I am, putting his jacket on, putting his armor, his boots, his necklace even, yet I have not found her. She's out there angry at the world, and I fear if I don't find her by the soul list, that I'll lose my sister. Whatever she's doing, whatever dark biddings, there's a chance that she can't come back from it.
How many days until the solstice, or weeks rather?
Could still be a couple of weeks out.
Okay. Well, I think if we divide our time wisely, we can do both.
So I ask, I know you guys can figure this out and I'll help over here, but I just need a day to, no, more to just at least try. I've tried for years and it just hasn't worked, but I feel that I'm so close that now that I know she's around, I know more details about her, and maybe I can play my cards right and I could see her.
Weirdly enough, with everything that has happened, and seemingly that she has made more efforts to make herself known to you through letters or whatever, now seems like the time for a reunion.
I can imagine at night sometimes what I would have been doing if I hadn't met Sebastian. And it frightens me the things that I would have done to get my revenge, to find the Platinum Masked people, to kill these devils. And I know that she was a caring person. She was more caring than anyone I know. But someone that cares that much, what happens to them when they lose everything? I want her to be out of the shadows for once. I want her to live like a kid. I want her to be a teen. I don't want her to worry about life or death or about these fucking devils who just keep... Eventually. Is that why Xavier's here? They said they worked for this prophet, but if so, how is she giving commands if she's trapped in this place?
You seem to be correct. Xavier works under Aaron, and Aaron is the prophet's hand.
Which means eventually we're going to have to fight her. Honestly, I'm not one to be cocky about these situations, but I don't see Xavier being too strong of a challenge for us. But the right hand and the prophet surely are. We need a large group to take on the prophet, yes, but the right hand, she's been in the city. If they find out about any of this, if any of this gets out...
I think we need to show this to Carmine. I think this will be a way for there to, well, once we've dealt with the hag, once the city is, I guess, a bit more stable and we don't need as many Iron Legion running around, this, I think, will convince her, or help convince her to aid us in this.
Yeah.
Finishing this fight.
I'm just worried about the time limit.
Indeed, we don't have a lot of time.
Just of how long the runes will last. Because when the solstice comes, Isn't it that
That's when
the planes are most weakest or whatever?
the thinnest, yes, something like that.
And if these are weakened and it's the most weakest, our plan was to kill the hag before the solstice. Which means we need to do that, and this has to become what we do before the solstice as well. But there's no way, let's say the hag was dead, there's no way we can gather an army to fight behind a family title like the Bellwoods anymore. No one would want to fight that right now. No one cares enough.
Well, maybe we can find some records here that set the story straight. I guess it would still be from the Bellwoods, so I don't know, there has to be a way. I think Carmine should be not easily convinced, but it should be possible to convince her with this.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess the people, the Iron Legion itself needs to know what's going on, and there might be some people in the Iron Legion who are against Bellwoods.
I think the only way we're going to convince people is if we somehow gain some trust, and my sister and I stand up to the world.
Then what if, when we take down the hag, it becomes publicly known that a Bellwood aided in that, saved the city from this curse, essentially. That might help.
Yeah, it would.
And then, you know, we can get your sister, or even alongside that,
Yeah, and
maybe get her involved.
if we can get Calvar to somehow maybe stand up against some of the platinum mask-wearing people setting up the Bellwoods a little bit, then maybe the city would believe someone of his status as well. But we need more proof for that.
I think if we use that and defeating the hag, I think that should help. But let's see if we can find any records down here that might help.
We'll do what we did before. There should be codexes around.
All right.
I'll quickly just search this relaxing room for anything else. Maybe father related or other.
Give me an investigation check here.
Uh, 22.
22. Take a bit of a look around here, and it really doesn't seem like there's much in the way of anything that's been left beyond that. But as you're looking around here, you do notice, etched into the wall above a couple of statues, is a heavy-set rune engraved in the wall. Looks old and worn, the stone around it cracking, but still in place.
I look at it and just, Father, if you are perhaps even somehow alive facing the Speen or out there, I'm sorry for leaving the code, I'm sorry for running, and I'm more sorry that I haven't completed the last task you gave me. But I promise that I will do right by your name. And I will turn around and start heading to a codex. And as I do, I'll pass Lily. And I will up to where, like, walk past her and where she has her poncho scarf thing. I will attach this brooch to it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's my mother's, so please take care of it. But with everything that you're helping me with related to my family, I feel like you should have some protection against whatever the hell your family drama is.
It's quite a lot. I feel like I'm undeserving of something so precious to you.
My mother would have really liked you, so just take it as maybe a helpful gift from her, making sure that more people don't die.
Thank you.
And Vorg will go to the furthest codex away from everything.
As you start to wander around this library, which you've never really been given access to, never been allowed to see, some of the books here are bound like they belong in a library, but most of the scripture in this room is folios of loose notes, people's leather-bound books that they would take with them. This is the heart of the knowledge of this family. The original writings, the original findings, all the information, not just the stuff that was passed on to the public. You wander a little bit through some of these shelves until eventually you come to a part in this room where you see statues standing full scale. A few of the faces you recognize from the busts in the trophy room. Each of the heads of the Bellwood house that once carried a weapon with the Bellwood enchantment. Various weapons in their hands. The actual weapons that they used in combat are here, attached to these statues. Plaques under each of them read their names. A small piece of scripture. No longer needed and put to rest. These weapons will remain here, unless an Ascended seems need to take them. And you can look across these statues. You see one of the earliest generations after Victor. This heavy-set man wielding a large hammer. This gleaming piece of steel in the hands of a stone statue. Following him, another warrior with a great sword, piercing through the stone base of his plinth. Another with a long lance posed. One with a rapier poised over their shoulder. A heavy-set woman in a powerful stance. These big, heavy-set knucklebusters built into the statue. A more lithe woman next to her. These rings of metal, one in each hand. And at the end of this line, a statue of your father. Posed to where one day his weapon would remain there. But currently it is not.
These statues are magnificent. They've been so well preserved down here.
Yeah, we like to take care of our past. Shows how far we've come. People that lead our family. It's not often, a leader gets to meet another one. And it just shows you how far and how strong we were. I always wanted to be one of them, and I guess it almost feels like if this all ends, happy ending, that I might be one of them, but not by choice, but more by,
Circumstance.
yeah, which is weird because I always wanted to be one, but it feels so far away from my mind.
I truly believe that if things had played out differently, I think you would have ended up as one of these statues one day. You are a strong individual. It's not easy going through your past like this. Truly.
That means a lot, thank you, Yorna. I don't think I ever thought I would be here, so it's difficult to even, the urge to want to cry is always there and always has been, but now it's a lot harder, but it's not the time. I'll cry once I've saved my sister, maybe my father, when we can sit down and have wine.
Have a good yak.
Yeah, relax. I look around at these statues and I go across them from beginning to end, just kind of running my finger across each weapon, going. The first few seem to be very powerful, using a hammer and a greatsword. It's far from what I've ever seen for my family's time, and then I'll go to the one with the chain stuff.
Oh, the rings.
Yeah, the rings. I know how to use many weapons, and I've trained hard, but I have no idea how someone would use that.
Looking at this statue, probably not a woman that you would have seen more than a few times. You definitely don't recognize the statue you're seeing, but its position to Alexander's would insinuate that this is your grandmother.
Well, at least it seems that the family has powerful leaders in its blood. I'll go to the one that has a rapier.
Yeah.
Do I recognize this one at all?
This is a few generations back. And under each of these individuals, there is a small inscription denoting who they were and giving some information on their weapon. This is Soren, one of the individuals whose bust you had seen still remained in the trophy hall, wielding his weapon Bloodsong.
Damn, bro.
I'll look at it. I'll read the inscription. Soren, Bellwood. I've only ever seen you in statues, so I don't know much about you. But if you're here, it means you led our family to greatness or protected many others in your way. I am, let's say, the last Bellwood currently, and I may have not ascended like most people would have. I'm a little late, and no one to guide me through it, and if I die, if the missions I need to do don't succeed, the Bellwood name ends. And if you will, I would return your blade when I'm done, as it should be rested with you. But I need its assistance. And I will put my hand around it.
As you reach out for the hilt of that blade, you get this sense wash over you. This weapon of grandeur that, among all the weapons in this room, once held a powerful enchantment that was passed to the next weapon and to the next. But there is still a high potency of arcana running through this blade. And through the statue. You get the sense that if anyone who is not ascended in the way that you are tries to take this weapon from this room, that it will return to this location.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, that's so smart.
The best anti-theft.
And as you pick it up, while it does require attunement, this is a +2 rapier. Any creature hit by this weapon cannot regain HP until the start of your next turn. And once per short rest, when you reduce a creature to 0 HP, you regain hit points equal to your proficiency plus charisma modifier, minimum of 1.
Healing parts are good, actually.
+2 though.
I will grab it and I will slide it out of his pose. I will look at him and I'll look back at my father's statue and I will look down at myself and realize the resemblance between me and my father now. And almost kind of looking at like the glass window at an outfit where you see yourself in it.
Yeah.
Feel small, but feel like I can't let him down now that I know how much he's put on the line. And then I will look at Soren's statue and I will bow and then copy his pose as in respect.
Yeah.
And I will pick up the sheath that's next to it.
Yeah.
And I will
Wow.
just sit.
It's a nice blade.
It should be good at killing a hag.
I feel like anything down here will be good for killing a hag.
That's true. Could the hag heal? Probably.
Probably.
Okay. I'll then sheath this blade and I'll put it on my back. Rapier on my back.
With the many others.
And many others.
Dude, you got your own armory.
Bag of holding. I put in.
Make a list.
Lily. Do you use a rapier?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a cool rapier?
I have my fortune's views.
That's right. I forgot what that does.
I haven't really been using it though. This one. So I can use my charisma instead of my dex when I roll damage and attack. And then if I score a crit, then I restore 1 bardic inspiration.
But it's not magical, is it?
Mm-mm.
Then I draw my current +1 rapier that's got the crimson right on it. And I will cancel the ability
Yeah.
which we've made. And I will hold the blade.
Giving this to me too?
I have no use for that one anymore, and
Oh, you find something?
I'll show Soren's blade. The Blood Singer.
So cool.
What's it look like? Has it got cool things on it?
Do you want to tell me what it looks like, or do you want me to tell you what it looks like?
I got a cool idea.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I like to canonically make all my rapiers look like long swords because they're cooler.
Totally.
It looks like a long sword.
Yeah.
I have the idea that it has. So it's a long sword, but imagine in the middle, the blade has a hole in its center, and it goes around, and there's a vial of blood, and it has like a line that connects it to the tip of the blade.
Yeah, I like that.
Just blood.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know why the hole in the middle just was right.
Yeah. It just seems correct.
I'll keep the Blood Song and Marquise blade on my back, and I'll give my +1 longsword to rapier to Lily.
Perfect.
And then I'm like at least I don't know why the devils want my father's blade, but I guess it's to maybe stop the enchantment from getting passed down, so it can't be used against them.
Do you know what your father's blade did? Maybe there's something about it that is dangerous to them.
Do I know what my father's blade could do?
Yeah. I would ask you to roll, but it's written on his statue.
Perfect. I read it.
This is a +2 longsword. ether brand.
Oh,
Can harm creatures on coexistent planes, such as a creature that exists in the same space as you are, but on the ethereal or astral plane. Once per turn, it can deal an additional 1d8 force damage to any extraplanar creature, and the blade is attuned to all planes.
so it is made.
So for the sake of killing creatures that return to their plane upon death, they are considered to be on their plane when killed with the blade.
So they actually
So it's
die.
like death.
Oh, no wonder they
No
don't want it.
wonder.
Right.
Oh, that sounds powerful as hell. That'd be so handy.
It would be. That's why they want it, though. Which means we need to save it. I'll let the others do things while I change my stats.
I want to look around for any mention of, what was it? To the notes.
Into it.
Of the disappearance, as well as if there's any mention of tethers that have been found but not mentioned to the public.
Alrighty. Yeah, totally. You head over to the kind of catalog here for this chamber. This heavy set leather tome that is thicker than any book that you've seen. You have to use like two hands to kind of open it over and flick through pages. Give me an investigation check with advantage, looking for this info.
When Lily is done, I also have a question for the catalogue.
19.
19, alright. So the disappearance and what, sorry?
Tethers that have been found but not mentioned in
That's what.
to the public.
Totally. The disappearance. Referring, I assume, to the dragons.
Mm-hmm.
You find studies that were done a few generations after the disappearance by a Celine Bellwood, who you find is Soren's partner, who was interested in the history of the land. The disappearance occurred when Argentum, the silver dragon that founded Argentum, passed. Very little is known about his death or what happened. But Celine had a theory that out of fear or concern, those founding dragons of metallic origin all took on forms that would allow them to maintain their cities from within. That they became human, essentially. This book is extensive and vast on her travels and the things that she did in search of this information, but also mentions that she was able to confirm her theory. She was able to speak with an elven female wizard from the capital city, Zenithia, who, upon careful prodding and getting to know, she discovered was Ala Urea, the gold dragon that founded Zenithia. Celine was from a few generations back, but if a dragon had survived that long to keep watch over its city, it would probably still be alive today. And then looking on other tethers that are unknown to the public. You take a bit of time to look around across various religious books and looking into the histories of certain groups and worshippers. But eventually you find reference of a tether that was not previously listed. Called the Platinum Heart. A tether of the Platinum Dragon. The primordial deity of justice and of nobility. And there are findings that the reason that Argentum did not settle and build a city when his siblings did was that he preferred to watch over the forest where that heart resided. Where Argentum was eventually built, as he could no longer hide away and expect that no one would find it. So instead, he built a city that could defend itself directly over the heart of the Platinum Dragon.
There's a clue within that.
I relay this to everyone of my findings.
I think his heart might actually be in the arena. I don't think it would be wrong to say that in mentioning building a city that could defend it and also being known to have an arena is where you would have your strongest people there. So putting that together, it's probably connected.
It's just a matter of finding it.
We know where it used to be, but how do we get underground? It's the opera house, right? The
stage.
The stage.
The stage was where the arena used to be.
Yeah, it's above it pretty much.
What does Sebastian know about the stage?
I told him to check it out, so once we get back, he should have some information, hopefully. But it's hard to say because I don't think the mines would get us there because they enter in a weird direction. But I do remember seeing crumbling rocks, almost like an entrance, would you say? Like if I think back to those memories, the crumblingness.
Yeah.
So there is some entrance somewhere.
We could probably ask Lou. See if he knows anything about secret passageways.
I might ask the grandfather tree. He's connected to the forest, and if the Platinum Dragon was so connected to the forest and cared more about it, maybe he knows something about it. It's been around for a long time.
Would he know things about the city?
Grandfather tree? Knows. You said it was connected to everything, correct?
Oh, the grandfather tree has seemingly roots going everywhere. Like it just spreads upon a vast distance, connected with everything at all times.
Well, this information's definitely telling us that our hunch was correct. Now we just need to find a way there. And, well, find a way in, which I doubt any books might have, but we should also find what's controlling it. Can I look for the codex for 2 names?
Mm-hmm.
I want to look for the Lady of Decay,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to look for the Prophet of Death, Archdevil.
Totally. Give me an investigation check with advantage.
That will be 17.
17. All right. Take some time to look, find more information. Eventually, you find record of the notebook that contained the information that eventually became that book on devils that you had read in the library. Credited to a Thaddeus Bellwood, a name that rings a bell. Your grandfather. Take some time and go and locate this book, this leather-bound tome where notes have been slotted in on old parchment. And between walls of text are some quite artfully drawn images of some of the findings. It's always interesting looking back through this because for most of your childhood and for most of the family's history, the warriors, those that wielded the weapons, were the male half of the house leaders of the generation. But as you discovered before, Lyra wielded the weapons, and clearly your grandfather was the caster. Looking through this tome, you see much more detailed backgrounds of each of these powerful fiends, and eventually happen upon a page that says the Prophet of Death. An ancient, nameless devil. You see that nameless has been scribbled out. An ancient devil who was once a brawler for the Lord of Lies, who abandoned his post and renounced the Lord of Hells. And for that, his name was taken, and his wings were stripped from his body. And he was forced to lead armies for the ruler of the Hells, the Wingless Horde. You see scribblings of thousands upon thousands of these big, lumbering, brutish devil folk that are not quite humanoid and not quite bestial. These. Give me a history check.
Do I have advantage?
Yes.
23.
23. These are devils that you would have seen in books during research in your childhood. These are Merion devils. Usually they are winged and skybound. But these, much in the image of their leader, have each torn their wings from their body, pledging their allegiance to this prophet of death. rendering themselves ground-born soldiers for the absolute chaos of warfare on the front lines. It mentions the right hand, the contract keeper of the prophet, who enlists new souls into his army through life, through death, through deals.
Does this apply to just devils making deals with devils, or could this apply for making devils with humans?
You get the sense that this is more someone who is sent to the material plane to make deals in exchange for people's souls after they pass. Enlisting soldiers into the army, essentially. The bookkeeper, if you will. There's a scrawling of the prophet. Not gargantuan in scale, but probably somewhere between the height of an ogre, twice the height of a person. This masculine, bare-chested, muscle-bound figure. A colossal greatsword in his hand. These horns that twist out seemingly forever and curl in all sorts of odd angles. 4 eyes affixed to a disturbing visage of a face. And on his back there are 2 protrusions where wings used to be.
Well, not often you hear about devils wanting to anger ones above their pay grade.
It's bound to happen in a place like that, though.
I wonder if he wants the blade to fight his own kind. The blade in devil's hand might be helpful against other devils, perhaps. Maybe that's their motive. Not that it matters. I'm not gonna let that fucker get it, but just to put an idea. Before I forget, I would like to use... Wait, you can detect magic now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you detect magic in this area? Around the books. And on top of that, I would like to use the codex to find a book titled Dark Rituals for Lords and Ladies.
Mm-hmm. As that detect magic goes up, what are you after here? Or just having a look?
You haven't looked at any books that may be magical.
Yeah. Lily, do you want to give me an investigation check as you cast that detect magic here?
Can I look at the codex for some stuff?
15.
15. No books that appear to be magical, but as you kind of have a look through this place, you see a few of the vials on one of the shelves kind of ping with magical essence. And you see something kind of tucked in on a shelf, like behind a couple of books, just barely registering a magical essence between them.
I like to check it out. Have a closer look.
You find 2 potions. One of them is a vibrant orange and is warm to the touch. And another is an inky purple with strands of black weaving through it. And these are common enough that you would know what they are. These are both resistance potions. one fire resistant and one necrotic resistance.
Ooh. I'll come in handy to the days to come.
Yes.
And reaching up to the shelf where you can see that faint register of an item between some books, you pull down a small head circlet that would be worn around one's head, this intricate golden design with an orange gem in the center, which would require some investigation to figure out what it is.
Can I investigate it now?
If you want to take some time to sit and do that, you totally can.
Yeah.
Where'd I put it? That's the next question. Oh man, where did I put it?
It's not in the box.
It should be somewhere.
What about that pile here?
Up. There we go.
What is it?
So I started blasting.
Circlet of...
Blasting.
Scorching ray.
Ooh.
Okay. Nice.
I would like to consult the codex.
Yeah.
So I want to see if there are any records that were kept maybe like a week before the Bellwood incident. I want to find records leading up to the event.
Yeah, totally. I also forgot I need to come back to you in a moment about your other search.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
We didn't get to that. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Knowledge? I'm using the code.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. 19.
19. Looking through here, you get the sense that this is an archive of notebooks that people have finished and stored here for the information to get processed. It's not a keeping of people's journals or diaries. There's a little bit of information regarding the days and weeks before. And you don't think that there's anything important there until you're looking at one of the shelves. One of the kind of just storage shelves, not necessarily something that's been archived. You see a notebook that has been flung onto that shelf in a hurry. You get the sense it was probably dropped off here as someone came down. Very little information within the notebook. But there is a sketch of a draconic mask, and the words written under it, "Who are they?" Someone had discovered, not quite in time, that someone was knocking on their door. And we'll come back to Vorg's other request.
if it helps looking for that book, can I try picture back to where I had the nightmare where I saw Garvier?
Yeah, totally.
And he was sitting there casually like an asshole.
Yeah, give me another investigation check with advantage.
You son of a bitch. He was so close to being a nat 20. It was a nat 20, and then he got blown over. That's going to be 16.
16. The name of the book is registered in the catalogue. Registered again under Thaddeus's name, but that it was written in collaboration with a Quentin Bellwood, who was the generation before. So your great-grandfather. The information on the book is there, but as you go to the shelf where it should be stored, the book itself is not. In the small detail within the catalogue under that book, kind of gives a brief description of what should be in there. which just outlines it as everything that is known about summoning the fiendish and reverse engineering that to seal them away.
Well, that's fucking brilliant to know, at least. That's some weight off my chest.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna start looking for it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask Lily to help me because her detect magic would still be up.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm gonna think back to the moments that I've seen it with Gavia and maybe the ones before that where I saw it in random houses and rooms.
Yeah. You take some time to search the shelves, look over the libraries. You do find a book as you're moving on from your other request that outlines some more demonic figures as you're looking for the Lady of Decay, but you kind of just pocket that for now as you continue searching through. You search for a good long time until that detect magic fades and you're confident that that book is not within this room.
I'll read the book on the Lady of Decay.
Yeah. Looking through this book. A scrambling of notes across a few generations. Demons are much more bestial. It requires tracking and observing. You cannot learn about them through word of mouth and those that have encountered them. They're not like devils who make deals, they just sow chaos. But demon lords, otherwise known as abyssal lords, those that dwell within the infinite layers of the abyss, this alien place that is not quite a plane, that exists between planes and within them, that leaks through into other worlds. There are name after name of powerful creatures and beings of demonic lineage, things that can't be pronounced in common, but eventually, as you're going through, the Lady of Decay, a name that finally shows up in a book. Quoted as one of the few demon princesses, so powerful she is often referred to as a queen. The Lady of Decay, the Queen of Rot. The Demon Queen of Fungi, Zuggit is listed as not like other high-strength demons. She is not a beast of bloodshed or a creature of chaos. She is more alien than any of the other denizens of the abyss. She seeks not blood, she seeks not battle, but simply to spread. There are scribblings and writings here in this personal journal from a previous Bellwood who mentions that it is a duty of the house to quench this rot wherever it may enter the material plane. Because should it spread, there will be nothing that can stop it.
I'll explain this to everyone. I'll just throw on top. I know growing up with this name that I signed off onto fighting devils, fiends, and have you not. But it only becomes surreal to me now how many things my family was in charge of stopping or preventing from destroying everything. They seem even, I guess, more amazing than I realized. I don't think we're going to be able to kill this. What's her name? Lady of Decay. Without my father's blade.
I was going to say, do you know what would kill her?
I think we can try stop the hag, but might be a tough call.
Well, it sounds like this mission to defeat the prophet and potentially retrieve the blade is becoming more and more of a priority. Obviously, we still need to defeat the hag, but
Yeah.
this is becoming quite the solution for a bunch of our other problems that seem to be arising. Because I do think after defeating the hag, that is definitely a short-term solution.
Yeah, it won't be for long. Of course, it seems that we have to fight devils and demons non-stop.
There's suddenly quite a lot on our plate.
Oh, yes, of course it is. Can never really escape it, can we? When did we get back from the Fey realm? We have a day off this one.
Yeah. When you put it that way. Holy moly.
Lily hasn't stopped walking since she died. Now she's back and
What?
still they had a day off.
What do you mean
Well, I
I haven't
mean,
stopped walking?
She rested. We rested.
Yeah, but I'm saying after dying, you should at least get a day off, you know? That seems like the most adequate I'm sick to work. You know?
Sick day.
You know, see, some people get hungover and they don't go to work the next day. She fucking died and still showed up. It's commitment.
We commend you.
There's people needing to be saved.
Yeah. Sadly for people like us, I don't think that stops.
You know, it's funny when I think back to when we were summoned to Sebastian's, thinking, oh yes, solve a problem,
Yeah.
very prominent in the city, and then we'll probably become friends and we'll hang out. I didn't think we'd be doing this. I'm glad that it's alongside you two. You two are great, but I could have never seen that coming.
Yeah. Well, it's almost a shit show than I saw coming as well. I saw a lot of killing creatures in my future, and it's just gotten more worrisome. Well, I think that's the information we needed. We know.
Do you think any of this information would sway the Vorg family to help the cause?
Maybe. Like, we're gonna keep these books. It's like we could ask them.
Well, these are very important records, so we definitely take whatever we find important.
DM,
Yeah.
is it well established to the outside world that the Vorg family made my family's blades, correct?
Yeah. 100%. They were often talked about hand in hand during conversation.
Maybe it's not their choice to stop. If I was the devil wanting this weapon or wanting them to not have more, threatening them would be an easy first target.
You think they've been threatened?
Maybe they've made a deal or devils are stopping them from making more.
Or
I'm sure they are upset, but
I think a lot of it will probably be the public view as well. But I can see where you're coming from.
well, if everyone gives me their books and I open up the bag of holding,
Oh yeah, this is so handy.
Books. I think that's the main gist. Is that answer? We know what she is, and she just hides in the plane. So finding her is just going to be a challenge. Can always come back. Then we know now we need to search under the arena. We know that my father might be alive, but it's years, so probably not. But who knows? And I don't want to hold on to hope. And anyway, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole of infinite thinking. Killing Mag.
Yes.
We potentially know what she is. Her weakness is her strength, which is her.
There must be something down there that is feeding her.
Well, maybe if we could close the rift.
Well, if this rift is potentially what the Lady of Decay is seeping through, if we shut this rift, it might help.
Just don't know how to shut a rift. Codex. how YouTube? How to close rifts?
Computer, how do I close rifts? Fastest route.
Speedrun 80%.
Yeah. Don't tell me it's in the reverse summoning bullshit that was mentioned earlier that we don't
It's
have.
going to be in there. Now there'll be other mentions, surely.
Yeah, give an investigation check with advantage.
The investigation 19.
19. You sit for a time and look through a few different books on extraplanar travel and moving between planes through doorways and things and spellcraft. There are a few different books that talk about closing doorways that have been summoned or created. Wrong button. I need to open a book.
Yes, you want to. He is caked up.
Oh, that's kind of flat.
Think every rat house is caked up. Look at his thighs that turn into knees. Know what I mean?
I think
That's
it's
what
mostly this upper body in the back here
Yeah.
that's caked up.
But you know these like those thighs right where it meets the knees. That's like the when you have like the anime tights that go to the knees and like. the
Actually,
skin-
yeah, you're so right.
Shows the plump.
He's got the thigh bulge.
That doesn't sound right.
I hate this thing so much.
I am so lonely.
He can stay
He kind of
lonely.
looks like Shrek. His face. Got a Shrek face.
He's got that caveman face.
Also, don't worry about note taking. I did my
Thank
best.
you. I read. Okay, you guys, everyone, even the audience, will get just out of this. Okay, so I read how I thought her name was spelled, the Zacharic Moy.
So got Moy?
Yeah, and then I went, okay, how do I remember it better? Suck it, Moy.
Suck it.
I spelt it Zugatmoi.
I then read alien spread, kill it.
That is the most straightforward. Do you know how mine is? Mine is like not like other demons. Not bloodshed and chaos. More alien. She seeks spreading. Should it spread, there is nothing to stop it. Must be quenched if ever leaks into material plane.
Hold up. This demon sounds like the worst. She seeks to spread things and wants to be quenched. Something's not right about this.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You find information regarding creatures with abilities to cross between planes. And you find information on creatures that are themselves planar gateways. Regarding these creatures as unobvious to the untrained eye, that they would appear like moss or trees or fungus, that they would latch onto something and turn it into a rift or a tear, that if left unattended would affix themselves permanently and allow the passage for more powerful things to seep through. And then it does reference the book that is not within the library.
It references it in a way to stop it.
In a way of, see more in this book on page XYZ.
Yes, alright. I wish my father was there. I feel like he could cut through fucking portals and just end them. Well, okay, we have everything we need from here. What we really need is this bloody book that I was told I would find.
Where else could it be, if not here?
Is this the library I saw Gavier in?
Yes.
Ah. Rats. How the hell would he get in?
The nightmare bullshit, probably. I doubt he could. I don't think...
What if Gabby just has it?
How would he get his hands on
But
it,
it
though?
told us to come. Are we okay to start heading out now anyway?
Give me half a moment. And I want to look for another ornamental skull.
Mm-hmm. Give me an investigation check.
Come on. Come on. I want to find it. Let me find it. It was gonna be a 16. 5.
5. Walk around for a time. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ah. It knows I'm looking for it. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Walk around for a time. And eventually you notice that in the corner of this chamber is a door between a couple of the bookshelves. You see one of these corpses is next to it. A key kind of resting in their skeletal hand. Just kind of instinctively you pick it up and open that door. Come into a small room with a couple of tables in here. One of which is another one of those sculpted versions of the city. Sitting on another shelf in here, you walk over. And there is not another skull, but something with that same kind of swirling woven design within it. A small tapered rod, almost like a pin or a python. Take it. And find me.
If I take it, how do I find you?
As you're saying that, how do I find you? You find that it's already in your hand.
The rod?
Yes. Without even realizing you'd reached down and picked it up while you were asking.
Uh-oh.
My shield rests between the base of the statues in the sitting room.
What did you say?
My shield rests between the base of the statues in the sitting room.
As Vorg comes around and goes, we found another room? I didn't even know there was more.
Wait. Rest at the base of statues in sitting room?
Yeah.
Well, So I've been going on a small treasure hunt.
Yeah, there's plenty of treasure around, I would say.
I would like to go back to the sitting room, please. There's something I want to figure out.
Okay.
As I stand there holding a rod that you've never seen before.
I'm gonna ignore the weird kind of vibe you're giving off. Go ahead. I'm gonna play around with this over here because I actually really want to have a look at this. As I point to the 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This wooden version of the city laid out
Yeah,
before
see
you.
if you can.
Does my necklace go off at all? Curious.
No, it does not.
I walk over to the 3D. I got jump scared because of Amy's reaction.
All right, that was a good time to take a break.
Sick, I need to pee.
All right, you do that. I'll fix that.
I don't know, talking skulls and rods, I'm on edge.
Being
I am concerned that the guy who wrote the parchment is what this thing became.
Emotional monstrosities.
all right. You're in the map room. You're wandering.
I am.
We'll start with the map room.
I want to fidget with the 3D map and see if it's possible to pull apart where the arena might have been. See if there's any layers to this.
Yeah, totally. Give me an investigation check here.
Investigation, not great. 13.
13. Have a bit of a look here, and you can see that in places there's like coloured pins stuck into the map that all have like a small book next to the table that kind of denotes each of these things. Important places to the family. Vorg House, Legion headquarters, the various noble estates of people associated with the house. Some of the Bellwoods that once lived in the noble estates in the city itself. Then you see other kind of more interesting things. Something, a pin in where the sundial is in the city. It says, which says, a gift of Tiago Val. And just under that has worth checking. As if it is something that has still not been fully understood yet by the Bellwood family. You see a pin in the brass shelf, the stage, but another pin next to it in that same location that just says the heart. You see a pin in the gardens. Unsure whether it's the gardens themselves or similar to the heart where it's underneath. It just says presence of rot. With the name of Thaddeus, who had been investigating the fiends more heavily in the past. There was some sort of duty to be carried out there. A few other points throughout the city that just denote places where the Bellwoods have roles to play, where they have things to follow up on, to check in on, to maintain. But the fact that there is a pin there for the heart, that there is a pin there for this presence of rot, these are things that were being checked upon by people in the past.
Vorg will kind of just speak to himself, or Lily, if Lily's there. It's easy to forget when I've been doing this, alone for a while, that the books and everything here, everything I read, if we use any of this, we're not really doing it alone. Because someone or another Bellwood put their effort and put it there or read it. So our family kind of never works alone, as long as you're using the information shared from the past.
There's a positive outlook on it.
And it just makes me feel a little more at ease, knowing that if we go, to a battle against a fiend or whatnot, that there's other Bellwoods behind us.
Almost like they're guiding
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'll write down the points and I will explain that to Lily.
you. Sundial. I know that sundial.
Yeah?
I was looking at stuff at the, what was it? The Argentum library, whatever it was called.
Yeah, the library, yes.
And that the sundial was given as a gift from Chassanor.
She's saying, well, it says investigations needed.
There was some runes on it that was like hard to decipher.
Do you know what language at all?
Oh god.
Maybe I can decipher it.
Which
Seems
It
to
was
be
in-
my go-to thing.
I did write it down. Ding. Nope. Wait, you're back here.
This is the most note-taking ever possible. Sticky notes on top of notes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
By the way.
I was pretty sure it was draconic, I believe.
Yeah. Ancient Draconic.
Yeah, maybe.
It might have been. Yeah, I think you're right.
Were you able to read it? Do you speak draconic?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was an ancient Draconic. It seemed to have the phrase, the eyes of the dragon watch and protect. And the sun and moon.
Sure what that means. Ancient draconic's hard to read as well. Were you able to read everything or just that?
I think just that from what was like readable.
Well, we'll make sure to grab some sort of ancient draconic how-to for beginners, if that's a thing.
Maybe. Can look around.
Alright. I'll just do that.
Yeah, all right. Can I just get perception checks from the both of you as you're in this room?
Yeah.
Perception. Love those.
Perception.
Glad I have advantage on the
There's
wisdom
dust
check.
in my eyes.
28.
28.
Jesus.
And that one.
As you're kind of looking around this room at a couple of the different maps and things, you see another door within this chamber. Unmarked, heavily locked, but simple. And resting in the corner of this room, you see another vial sitting on a shelf and an instrument underneath it.
Like a instrument and vial. Should we have a look?
What? Where?
There's a vial and an instrument in this next room.
You can grab it.
Alright, I go over and grab the vial, see what it is.
The vial you would recognize as a potion of cloud giant strength.
Jesus Christ. That's like the strength. You'll feel some rod.
I haven't wandered far. Like I haven't gone upstairs yet because there's creepy crawlies up there, and I don't want to go without you guys. So I'll be hovering like out in the.
Well, you were going to the sitting room, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Was that down here?
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh shoot! I thought it was way back up. Yeah, I'm off.
Yeah. So that potion of cloud's giant strength increases strength to 27 for the duration.
Ooh-wee.
And you
Mouth.
find a lute that appears to have a few names that were once engraved on the back that are barely readable. Beautiful scripture running up the neck of the instrument and metal adornments over the wooden frame. Definitely looks magical, but would require a bit of investigation.
Just to make Lily nervous, I scribble this on it.
Just stop that. What are you doing?
Just saying if it would make a good weapon.
You got your weapon.
Does look pretty fancy. I don't think have I ever seen it before?
Give me a history check.
Oh shite! Wait, history is intelligence. Oh, no, 1.
1. Something about it's familiar, but you can't place it.
Aw.
Something is familiar, but I can't place it.
I play a little tune. Is it in tune?
Shockingly, it has maintained its tune down here for 11 odd years.
Wow.
Still in pretty good condition.
I'll have to check it out. I'm pretty sure it's got some sort of magical vibe from it.
I want to use my wand to help me investigate its magic ability.
Yeah, you want to start taking some time to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please? As you strum that instrument.
Oh, wisdom. What's my wisdom?
Well, if you pick up an eye, you'd be like, let me attune to this. Or the loot fights back.
19.
19.
The loot one.
That moment that you strum it to see if it's still in tune, you can hear that it's in tune, but something about it just pierces your mind. You take 5 psychic damage, and Vorg, you watch Lily kind of recoil back a little bit, but the instrument sounded fine to you.
Are you alright?
My brain hurting.
Why?
When I played, it hurt my brain.
Sounded great to me.
Well, then you play something.
Oh, fuck.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw?
What is the point of this?
It was 18.
Okay. Sounds fine to you.
Sounds pretty good. I don't know if I played it well, but it doesn't hurt.
I don't trust it. It's gonna hurt me again.
I think it's just maybe magical. You might just need to learn what it is first.
But it didn't hurt you.
Well, it's kind of maybe it's the weapons out front. I'm allowed to touch them without needing to be attuned because of my blood.
Does that mean I need your blood?
We're not going down that hole. My blood's pretty fucked up.
What if you make a statement saying I, Vorg Bellwood, entrust Lily with this Bellwood artifact.
Would that make you feel like you could trust it?
A little.
Alright. Vorg will get on to his knee and be like, I, Vorg Bellwood, trust that Lily will use this loot for all good purposes and hereby give it to her.
It's gonna be really funny.
Give me another wisdom saving throw.
Please fail it, please. It'll be so good.
Please succeed.
This one's a unnatural 20.
Thank God.
Sounds perfectly fine.
I'm shocked. I didn't think anyone in my family used a lute.
Can I read the names that are on the back?
Give me a perception check. See how many of them are there.
18.
18. You see that there is this kind of list that looks like it's been weathered and aged with time. Most of the names are illegible. The second most recent one, the first name is visible. Kefron. The second name is etched out. The most recent name engraved into the back of this instrument, Sebastian Vaymak.
When you messed up saying visible, I'm like, that's a sick name. Damn.
And you're going to take some time to investigate that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As that's happening, Yorna back out in the main room.
I turn to my sword.
Take some time to do that. All right. Yorna, you walk back into the sitting room, across the carpet. These two statues before you. What are you doing?
I look between the statues on the base area.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Come on. Please, 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 please. 9.
No. There's no shield here.
I pull out the rod
Yeah.
Beacon.
and I place it between the statues.
Place it between the statues. Watch it roll for a moment, kind of settle in place. Give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
20. There's a breeze coming from behind the statues. Faint airflow.
Pick the rod back up and I have a look for the source of this breeze. Where's this breeze coming from?
Just an ever so faint crack in the stonework behind the statues.
Take out just my hand axe. I wedge it in between the crack. And I just give it a wiggle, see if it budges at all.
You kind of fit the tiniest little bit at the end of the hand axe in and give it a bit of a wiggle. You feel a bit of like dust and debris kind of fall out, but these are heavy set cobblestones in these walls.
Vorg,
Yes.
can you come here for a minute?
All right. Turn into my blade as I walk. Sheath it. What's up?
Is there a way to get behind this wall? There's a breeze coming through this crack, and I want to investigate what's behind the wall.
Interesting. We'll have a look. I go to the wall and I investigate.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Or not.
I don't even know what that was.
27.
27.
Jesus.
As Vorg is looking around the base of these statues, Yorna, you hear that voice in your mind again. Don't trust him.
Do you see anything?
Looking around on the base of these statues, you're certain that there's nothing here until you brush the back of your hand against the small plaque on the base of the statue and it gives ever so slightly.
Like I can push it like a lever.
Like you could push it.
I'm gonna, but I don't see anything go. Maybe, and I'm like,
Yeah. You push it in and you hear a click in the statue and something release in the wall. Yeah, there's... But nothing happens yet.
Okay, I click the switch. Apparently that was here.
Where?
Behind this, and now something fell over. Can I try here where it fell and maybe look for it?
It feels like one half of a mechanism is opened.
Okay. Yeah, other side of the
Yeah,
statue.
I look at the other
Yeah.
side and feel around for a mechanism, button thing, whatever.
Seeing where Vorg's pressing on his one, you reach around and find a small plate on the side, and you hear that same. And the statues both, just ever so slightly, just move across the floor as you see the stonework behind them kind of push in and split until another small chamber is revealed in the back of the room.
I immediately start stepping into this chamber.
Yeah, totally. This room seems to have a few pedestals within it. Items on display. A helmet, a ring. On one of the tables you notice a shield, adorned with 7 skulls near identical to the one that you had put in your bag. Make me whole.
Vorg, I have a question.
I'm in the room. Yeah, what's up?
Do you guys make a habit of keeping cursed artifacts?
Well, I was about to warn you that my family, if they went through the effort to hide things behind a statue, I wouldn't really trust anything that's here because, as you see, the family blades are set out, you know. But this doesn't seem right to me.
I look at the shield.
Mm.
Does it give the vibes of something that will absolutely destroy my life?
Give me an insight check.
Come on. Inside the shield. What do we got?
Can I look around and see if I've ever heard of these before? Anything?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
14.
14. This looks like a lovely ornate shield.
21.
21, right. You look around. Some of these things look almost vaguely familiar to you. Like someone has brought them through the house, hushed, and they've never been seen again, locked away somewhere. There is a sword, that helmet, a large axe, a shield, a few various items here that have been sealed within this room.
Okay. I'll just tell you what's happening, because I don't think it can do much in its current state, but the shield has been talking to me.
Can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Why? 22.
22. As Yorna's talking to you, you can see that she's like kind of unconsciously shifting closer to this shield on a table and has an item in each hand as she's approaching it.
Does my necklace vibrate?
No.
I'm going to pull my new sword and put it between Yorna and the shield.
Yeah.
And I'm going to step between them.
Yeah. As he does that, Yorna, you can tell that you weren't going to put this in yet, but it's shocking to you that you've got these items in your hand and that you're closer.
Continue what you're going to say, but from over there. Something doesn't seem right about you right now.
The shield is telling me that it wants to be whole again, but I'm worried if I do that, I will be acquainted to a cursed item, and I don't really want to do that, but I also want a shield.
Technically, you have 2 shields now.
I know, but I didn't realize it was going to be a shield, because I found the skull upstairs, and then I found the rod in that room, and these are the pieces I need to make this shield whole. I don't really want to do it.
I can guarantee you whatever's in this room is meant to be locked away forever. That's all I know.
Can you tell what this shield does?
I don't really know anything, but if it's in here for a reason.
Maybe the codex has something about it.
I'm not leaving you in this room.
No, I'm going to leave. I'm going to attempt to leave the room and go back to the codex and
Yeah.
see if there's any mention of this area and specifically this shield that I'm about to put together.
Within that codex, there is no mention of the additional room.
Oh, no! That's when you know it's bad.
Lily,
Hmm,
can you still detect magic at all?
yes.
Come in here.
Ooh, what's in here?
Don't touch anything, but please detect magic on these items. Especially the shield.
Bippity boppity boo.
Every item on a table or pedestal within this room erupts with a rather violent visual display to you as you cast that spell.
I don't like here.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
Let's leave.
It's locked off here on purpose. I don't want
Do
to...
you think if I leave these pieces in this room, it's going to put itself back together?
I don't even know why you would leave it in the same room.
Where else am I meant to put it?
Take
I
them all
take the
back.
rod from her hands.
Are you going to try and stop her?
Yes.
Okay. Then, in what way are you trying to take this? Just sheer strength pulling it out of her hand? Or trying to catch her off guard?
I am going to, like, hit her hand and catch it.
All right. Can I get then, we'll say, your sleight of hand versus your athletics, I think, for this?
Aw,
And I rolled pretty average. 12.
9.
You kind of lunge towards her and flick her hand up and grab that rod.
Hold on.
Back.
Oh,
It's in your hands now.
oh, into the bag of holding. That might not be such a bad idea.
I don't really want...
Here. It's tempted me many a times. You'd better take it.
Is that the skull?
I'm going to grab a bit of cloth and grab it with cloth so I don't touch it.
Yeah.
And at least that way, it'll always be.
What's it made out of?
It's the small, like, dark metal metallic skull.
Can I try to think why... Where did you find this?
The skull was upstairs in your... Was it upstairs in the father's study? Was that where that was?
It was in the armory, I believe.
Yeah, it
I have
was.
the necklace that was from.
Yeah, that was also a skull.
Yes.
Plenty of skulls.
Well, I find it odd that these things would just be placed around.
Maybe someone was here trying to find the shield.
I have to say, when I was encountering the rod before, I didn't even go to pick it up and it was in my hand. So they might have found their way upstairs. Slowly. Maybe you should just hang on to them in that bag of holding.
So I'm gonna fuck the bag of holding up. But
Do you think that it...
if it's in a different plane, I'm pretty sure it's gonna struggle to do anything.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave this one here. If it needs both parts, then
So
they'll
we
never
just
be
take the rod?
separated. Rod's in the bag. And I'll leave this somewhere.
Do you want to leave it here?
No, I'm gonna keep it a little further away.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna nosy at the other items.
Yeah.
I just want to have a look. What have we got?
Back to looking at the loot.
You see, as I mentioned, a sword, a helmet, an axe, and an additional shield.
I'm gonna go back to the dark metallic shield that was talking to me. I'm gonna get up to it. Are you hell-bent on creating chaos by any chance?
As you get close enough to that shield, that voice re-enters your mind as it could not while the other items were not on your person. I need to be free.
What am I freeing?
A leader.
A leader of what? If you give me a very good reason, I will put you back together.
I rend the life from those who oppose. Not with malice or with hate. I am a natural part of the fight.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Do I just see this happening?
You can see her leant over at the shield talking to it.
I look like a crazy person. 15
15.
for insight.
It doesn't seem to be lying.
I don't think it's malicious. I just think with the battles to come, interesting, powerful items may be very beneficial.
All the information we've found here, because of my family, proves that they knew what they were doing. You think letting out whatever they choose too dangerous to even have a door that any of us even knew about? All that wisdom, do you think they really do this without, a reason?
Plus, if we do take it, it could be a possible additional bad thing to help the other bad people.
Something about it draws me in. Not just the way that it has been talking to me. I just just something feels different about it. But I also respect what the Bellwoods think of the strange and arcane. So I will put it to rest. I won't bother it anymore.
So the family shield is pretty powerful that you have anyway.
Oh yes, I have no doubt about it. It just seems like this is very powerful. But the Bellwoods, I do have to remember that they are an expert on this and I am not. So
Do not leave me here.
I'm gonna turn around and walk out the chamber.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my.
Oh no. Oh no. That might be the first one. 12.
You take 22 points of
Holy.
psychic damage.
22?
Yeah.
Oh.
As whoever else is standing here, you watch this shield. One of the skulls on the front, the eyes light up, and you see a strand of black miasma latch onto Yorna's back and rend some of her life essence back towards the shield as the entire shield sitting on that table kind of jumps off and lands on the floor as it soaks up a bit of Yorna's life.
Go, 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 move, move, move. I'm running out. I'm dashing. I'm sprinting.
Could I tell that based on my ability that it was like a lifesteal?
Yeah, there was like a faint tingle of undead when it attempted.
Alright, Lily, you out the room next.
Yorna, wait!
I'm going. No.
I hit the buttons, see if it closes. And
Statues
I
fall
will
back.
flip out my poison dagger and I will break one of the buttons.
Yeah, totally. Give me... Just give me a sleight of hand check on that.
It's been a while, sleight of hand. Really high. 23.
Kind of jam it in and break something on the inside. Try and push the button and it doesn't even give anymore.
Continue to walk. And I'll, yes, follow the others upstairs, knowing that this is everything we needed. As I'm walking, I'm just going to look at the codex as everyone's walking upstairs.
Yeah.
I just want to flip and just quickly see if there's any reference to the King of Iron, is it?
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
Because he could have been around longer. 21?
21. Absolutely nothing.
Then I continue going up with the others.
All right. We'll head upstairs. Make your way back up that staircase.
May I second wind real quick?
Yeah, totally.
Hello.
15.
Ooh, wee. If I'd rolled much better, that would have been that.
Yeah.
Plus 15 as well from Healing Word.
Oh, thank you.
If it makes you feel worse, you were trying to do something with some sort of undead shield.
Undead.
And that was the energy I got a reading from when it attacked you.
It does have skulls on it.
Did it say anything bad that you would maybe think that it was evil? Before you
Well,
wanted
it
to...
didn't seem good, but it also didn't seem malicious. I don't know. It was weird. I think I was just very intrigued by it.
Like, what was it saying?
Release me, make me whole again.
Classic evil shit.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't you say that, like, if something bad was locked away, it would definitely want to get out?
Oh, for sure. I just wanted to understand it a bit better.
Were my children books like that story?
You would have had some tales.
Well, no one goes back in there. I've broken it, the door.
That's fair. Forgive me. It's very overwhelming to be surrounded by so many answers and questions and trinkets and weapons and power that you kind of want to absorb all of it. I don't know. I think I just got a little too curious for my own good.
If you promise not to go there again, ever,
I won't.
I'll give you something.
What's
It's
this?
a cloud giant strength.
Oh, this will be good. Thank you. No, I have no intention of going back there. I just wanted to get to the bottom of the nature of the shield, and you did that perfectly. Undead, we don't mess with undead.
Yeah, but now I have an uncursed thing in my bag of holding and in my hand.
Oh, you still have the skull.
I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm not leaving it in the same bloody room.
Why don't you put everything back where you found it? Or I found it.
I'll put this back in the armory once we get up.
Yeah, all right. Making your way up to the top of that staircase. As soon as you kind of reach the top of the stairs,
Oh.
as the chandeliers below one by one go out and the room below you disappears into darkness. You reach the top of the stairwell, that door still open. The lonely creature that you'd just bested is kind of lying there, dead in the doorway where you'd requested the elemental to drop it off.
Oh, that's right.
Let's bring it to the cart. I have an idea. We need to announce ourselves when we get to the city with a creature worth shock and awe, if we can make our group known and then eventually mention that I'm a Bellwood, we'll already have some credit. If they're like, wow, that group that killed this big thing outside the city, we'll say, also defeated the Night Hag infesting, you know what I mean? There'll be more credit and like a line. And
Do you think something like this will turn enough heads?
did it turn your head when you saw it?
Yes.
Then yes. It's gonna scare the shit out of the new legionnaires that are walking around.
I have to say, I understand why they did it, but it doesn't seem right.
I get what you mean. Carmine's plan is it's smart, but it's also counterintuitive because she's showing that they have strong force and they're not weak anymore by adding more Iron Legions. However, everyone can tell that they're newbies and she's just doing it for the numbers. So that really doesn't bolster her strength at all by the way she's trying to do.
I mean, I trust Carmine knows what she's doing, and it's not like it's just your regular citizen that she's put in Legionnaire. You know, they've got some training, just not the level of a Legionnaire.
I drop off the skull in the armory.
As you walk into this part of the basement, can I get a group perception check, please?
Wait,
Nat 20 for 30.
22.
I got advantage though. Not good.
You walk into this room, and at first you don't remember that there was a banging noise up here. But Strider, you kind of clock that it's now dead silent. And as you're walking through this room, you look down at the floor where you're about to step over to get to this shelf. And between two of the cobblestones that make up the floor of this chamber, you can see an orange eye looking up at you from within the stonework.
I'm just gonna hold everyone and do like an orange eye in the stonework.
Yeah.
I would like to use my action to grab my necklace and activate alert awareness. For 10 minutes, while concentrating this way, you can see invisible creatures, and if they were visible in range 120 feet, additionally, any creature within range that is not its true form shimmers ever so faintly.
Interesting. You take a moment to focus in. Is there anything visually different as Strider does that?
Ooh. I think, for once, not having a broken necklace, you finally get the, like where the leaves, the green glow comes from the necklace and up the chain, and there's a bit of green glows around the eye now.
As you look down at the stonework, you can see a creature that you assume is elemental that has dispersed itself throughout the stonework of this room. An amalgamation of earth and clay. And within that you can see a few arms and claws. And as soon as it notices that you've seen it, begins to shift. That eye closes and sinks into the floor, and you watch it move behind you in the room. As you all hear, as this thing bursts free from the ground, and with a 30, you just barely bit its stealth for its surprise round on you. If I can get everyone to roll initiative.
what?
Birdie, let's go!
Because I also rolled a nat 20 on his stealth.
Oh!
You happy that you second wind that you got?
Yeah, I knew as soon as we came back upstairs, I'm like, no, there's stuff up here. I have to make sure that I don't make the same mistake again.
I want to know what would have happened if you got hit unconscious by that shield.
I want
Like
to know what
something.
the shield does so bad, but I'm like, no,
Well, no,
Yorna
no,
wouldn't
no.
do it. Dana would have,
Yeah.
but Yorna wouldn't.
Yeah.
Feel free to adjust yourselves in here a little bit if you'd
It
like.
just sucks.
I'd be at the back.
Yeah, seems correct.
Alright.
Yeah.
23.
Nice.
16.
12.
12 again. Nice.
Am I attuned to my blade, by the way?
Give me roll a d20 for me to see if Yorna interrupted you or not.
I do. 11.
11. We will say that you are attuned to the blade. Yes. Oh god, he did not roll well. Strider, Yorna, Lily, creature. As it bursts out,
Whoa.
you can see formed of the clay and stonework that was once within the workshop that it was trapped in, has formed into this elemental monstrosity that has just eaten away at the stone in these chambers. Strider is up first.
Alright. I'm going to... Has it been an hour since our last fight?
Yeah, it would have been. You guys took some rests and things.
Alright. Then I will slay his prey.
Yeah.
Can't get behind it, can I?
You can. If you want to duck in behind it. Over here.
I could, like... Can I get, like... What's the black space?
You can run over there and see if the door's unlocked if you want.
There's a door directly behind it?
Yeah. There's a door literally where he's standing.
I'm gonna... Okay. I'm not gonna slay his prey.
Okay.
I'm going to step in front of Yorna.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look back and I'm going to say, cover your ears for a moment, and I'm going to get into a sprint position,
Okay.
and I'm going to activate my silver wyvern boots,
All right.
and I'm going to full, like,
Yeah.
try to kick the door
Yeah,
open
totally.
with my, like, speed boost.
Unlock
Yeah.
my ears.
Give me an athletics check, but take it with advantage.
Yes. The same number. 14.
14.
Surely old door.
I'm going to say that he gets knocked prone and flung into this room as you follow him.
Hell yeah.
You hear this boom, where Vorg leaves his space on the stonework. Two small craters are left in the stone as he pushes through this metallic door, busting off of its hinges and rattling into the back of the room, pushing this creature prone into an alchemy workshop, where you can see that dozens of bottles have spilled and shattered on the floor, sunken into the stone, and created whatever this creature is.
I like the idea that you're very animated, the ground cracks beneath him, but like almost at like super speed that he was not ready for. 'Cause it's the first time he meant to go over it and go like just bust the door down, and it's just fully knocked. He's like, okay, that was a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, totally.
Stab it while it's on the ground.
Yeah.
Do I have target if it's prone?
If he is prone, yes, you do.
I'm gonna fuck you up. Oh, that hits. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Who knows yet? Let me know. My +2 sword. So, what is does a 28 hit?
28 will hit.
God damn.
And fuck, I have Crimson Right activated. Oh my god, I'm rolling one die.
Oh my god, about time.
That's gonna be 15 damage.
Nice. This is a magical weapon, so
Yes.
it goes through.
Yeah.
How much, sorry?
15.
Sweet.
And then my sword allows me. He can't heal until the start of my next turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna extra attack.
Yeah.
Advantage anyway, so might as well. 27 this time.
To hit? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll hit.
10 damage.
Nice.
I'm then going to, because the boots give me 40
40
movement.
feet, yeah.
I still get my regular movement.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to, if I can, get around it to behind it.
Yeah.
So if someone
here?
someone comes up, they can
kind of leaning over one of the tables a little bit and taking a pose in there. Alrighty.
And I end my turn.
Sweet. Let me jump down to Yorna.
Alright. I'm running in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I did not mean to burst him so far away from everyone, sorry.
That was insane. I'm gonna put away my shield. Two-handed.
Alright.
With advantage.
Double advantage right now. Prone.
If you flank it. But yeah, actually, yeah. No, never mind. You've got it from prone.
Hell yeah.
I really want this curse shield. Puts the shield.
I just want to do extra.
We need to get you a great sword.
Dirty 20.
That'll hit. Just.
What? And I get to
He's
roll,
made of tough stuff.
Oh, that's true.
roll a d10.
It's stony and clay.
Lee is 10 magical slashing.
Okay, good to know. That'll go through then.
And second attack. Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah. 24.
24 will hit.
9 magical slashing damage.
Nice.
Don't like his mouth. Yeah, it's almost so big.
Yeah.
Yep. That's you?
Yep.
As this creature is lying on the ground in front of you, it doesn't seem to have any right way up. The arms around its body shift and move so that it can push back up off the ground. The mouth itself kind of moves through the stone and ripples to the top of the creature as it stands back up.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
And of these various earthly appendages, it just starts lashing out in every direction around it with its multi-attack.
No.
It is going to take... Who just dealt the most damage to it? Vorg, just.
I didn't kick him over or anything.
It's first going to take 2 claw attacks against Yorna.
You're nice.
Natural 1. And a
Please be above your non-shield. Your shield.
19 to hit.
See, it would have been fine. Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
That would have met it better, so I win.
You take 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to turn its attention with the rest of its attacks to Vorg for 1 more claw.
Okay, a lot of attacks.
10 to hit.
Miss.
And a bite attack as well.
Should have seen that coming, to be honest.
19 again.
That definitely hits.
As these claws whip around and you all kind of step back just enough, this thing kind of lunges itself across the ground and that gaping maw comes up in Vorg's direction. And you take not much damage. 10 piercing damage.
Oh.
I would like to sentinel.
Yeah, go for it.
Advantage? Am I still like flanking it?
No, not currently flanking it.
I see. Nope.
Nope.
It's a nat 1.
Okay. That is his turn. Lily, you're up.
Will I be able to see him from there?
Yep, definitely. This lumbering thing, almost the same height as Yorna, barreling through the room.
I'm going to use up a bardic inspiration for unsettling words.
Ooh, nice.
So where's my card? Some of the cards. This one. So then when you can see within 60 feet, roll my d8, and then minus that from its next saving throw.
Yep.
2.
Alrighty.
And then I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at level 3.
Okie dokie.
So he must make a Wisdom saving throw minus 2.
Minus 2 is 14.
He fails! So he takes 5d6.
Jesus.
What the hell?
I forget how much that does.
1, 2, 3, yeah. 5d6 psychic damage. It must immediately use its reaction if available, to move as far as its speed allows it away from me.
Yeah, totally.
Bonk.
Oh, when you're done.
Mid. 5, 10, 11 psychic damage.
Nice. As that launches out in its direction, you see one of the eyes kind of blinks and then just splatters out the side of the creature as some of the rocks fall off. And in a hurry, it kind of loses form and glides through the stonework to get as far away from Lily as possible and pops up back behind Strider.
I assume no opportunity attack as he goes in.
We discussed this, I forgot what it was.
I see.
Cool spell, so.
It's not forced, it is forced movement, but it's not you actively moving it. It is still the creature
Moving on.
moving,
its own.
so
yes.
I'll allow it.
Is it from the spell? Or whatever?
But it uses
That's
its
making a move?
reaction.
Yeah, when I googled it, it says that it is you get to hit.
Yeah, well then yes. He does have Earth Glide, but I've just flavored that because he wouldn't be able to use that as part of this. So,
Wait, why are you hitting it?
no, it
Based
would
on
only
it.
be
Yorna
Yorna.
would.
Yeah.
I used my reaction.
You used your
already.
reaction. Never
okay.
mind.
Unlucky.
Anything else from Lily?
Nope.
Okie dokie. Back up to Strider. As this thing just pushes out of the stonework and wall behind you.
I remember a time that we would have had trouble with an elemental like you. Well, this one has a big target, and I'm going to try stab it inside its mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going to bonus action Slayer's Prey, though.
Yeah.
Just so I can make my life easier. A miss. I miss that one.
Yeah, I think that'll miss.
Extra attack.
Yeah, give me another one.
Nat 20.
Really?
Hell yeah.
A 1 and a 20.
All right, let's have it.
I'll make
Oh
up
my
for
God.
it. Boom.
Will we
Hit 'em
get
where
both
it
the
hurts.
finishing blows tonight?
well, let's see.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, if I roll high, maybe. 7 doubled
14,
plus 8.
22.
Yeah.
Another one of the eyes bursts out of the side. Another arm falls off of this creature, but he's still hanging on.
Alright, I'm going to... God, I wish I was next to you. I was gonna stand there, I guess.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, like, actually, can I move in front of Yorna?
Yeah, to get in between.
Yeah, potentially she has something that might help me if I'm within 5 feet of her, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
So in turn.
Then we come back to Yorna.
I'd like to use bait and switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, I was already
switcheroo.
planning on using it.
Doing the Pokemon.
It doesn't provoke opportunity of attack, yada yada yada. And until the start of my next turn, I get an EC bonus.
What's easy?
EC. AC.
Yeah.
Easy
So.
to hit.
I like those.
Aww, would have been so good. My AC is
Actually, that
18
sounds
now.
lovely too. Yep.
Nice.
On a two-handed,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try cleave its like mouthy head off of it.
Totally.
21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Big target.
Indeed. 9 magical slashing damage.
Cool.
Take him to the dentist.
How do you finish him off?
All right,
yeah.
take him to the dentist. Yeah, I'm gonna change it last minute and shave his teeth off.
You cleave
God.
through these shards of pottery that have become jagged teeth out of this creature, one by one, scatter and hit the wall. The last eye within this creature bursts out the side of it, and the various chunks of clay and rock that have formed this elemental fall back to the ground beneath it. And as the dust settles within the small alchemy room here, I think we'll leave the session there
My
and pick up
God.
next time as we head out.
Are the teeth hollow?
They're like shards of like a broken like vase made of like
I
pottery.
was hoping they were like complete vase that we could use them as cups.
Little shot glasses.
Cheers to our victory.
Go
Why
on.
not?
Oh man.
Alright. Yeah. So everyone take a good look over all the items you just got, because there's a lot.
Hey.
There's a lot. This is.